Okay, so I look scuffed. I'm sorry about that, but here I am again to talk to you about the fact that I just quit another job, and I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna do a little update thing anyway because yeah, I haven't made a video in like what, 2 months. Hasn't been really much to make a video about actually, to be honest, but I actually recorded an update like a few days ago and then decided not to post it because I feel like it was too negative, and if I'm saying that then you know it's bad. It's like, even for my standards it was too negative. You know, I don't sugarcoat anything, like, as you guys would know. So yeah, I mean, it's difficult because I just am a really negative person. I don't really know how to change that because it just, if I get triggered by something, you know, if I get angry, if I get upset by something, then it's like all of that shit is just out the window, and I don't know how to like not feel like that, if you know what I mean. So anyway, what was the last straw for me? Because I was already thinking to myself, how am I going to adjust to going back to work after having so much time off, because I'm supposed to be was supposed to be back in for a brief. Sorry, I'm messing with my hair so much, it just looks so terrible and I need a haircut and I just hate it. And yeah, so we were due back in Monday for a briefing, whatever, that's fine. But let me tell you where it all started going wrong. So I got an email, when was it? I don't know, probably over a month ago, I can't remember, saying, have you been keeping up to date with your flow training? And I was like, what the fuck is flow training? This is the first I'm ever hearing of it, by the way. Like, they just sent me this email out of the blue saying, have you been keeping up with your training? What fucking training? Because you ain't told me shit. You ain't told me I'm supposed to be doing training. You've sent me nothing about it, and now you're just coming out the blue like this. And, you know, I was very polite as I could have been. Like, I mean, it's difficult with me because I don't know sometimes how to word things without sounding too, like, rude or blunt, if you know what I mean. So I was like, oh, sorry, I haven't heard anything about this. Could you tell me like what it is or something? Absolute radio silence, no response whatsoever. So I thought in my head, I was like, oh, maybe that email wasn't meant for me. Maybe they just mass sent it out and they got it wrong and it wasn't actually meant for me. So I didn't, you know, I stopped thinking about it. I was like, whatever. There was no link on the email, nothing telling me what it even was. Flow training, what the fuck is that? Like, I imagine it must stand for something, but I don't know what. So I didn't know if this was like e-learning or whatever, but I'd had absolutely nothing about it. I got a furlough letter before that saying that I've been furloughed and that they're going to pay me 100%. And then shortly after that they were like, oh shit, we can't do 100% anymore, so we have to go to 80, which was what like the government standard was, because, you know, they just decided they were going to pay 100% for whatever reason. So yeah, I forgot about that, moved on. Recently got an email saying, we've been trying to get in contact with you about returning to work. So they sent that email to me and I was like, where? Nobody's called me. I've had no more emails. You've just sent me this email out of the blue saying you've been trying to get in contact with me, and even then I was willing to give them the benefit of the doubt and saying, okay, well maybe they just thought they emailed me but they didn't, or what if maybe they did try to call me and they've got the wrong phone number. But this was disproven the next day because I got a phone call from them, and the guy said to me on the phone. I think he was like the big manager guy of the park or whatever. And oh god, this is okay. It's actually kind of risky for me to talk about this on social media, but then I did it last time anyway, but whatever. If I was a big YouTuber then I wouldn't be able to do it, but I can probably get away with it because I'm so small. Anyway, so he even says to me on the phone, like, we've been trying to get in contact. No, you haven't. Why are you actually lying to me now? Like, why are you actually bullshitting me? If you've just managed to phone me and you've got my phone number, then how the fuck? You've got my phone number, you've got my email address. You've just proven that because you've sent me an email saying, oh, we've been trying to get in contact, and now you've called me. Oh, we've been trying to... No, you haven't. It was like it's like I'm being gaslit. That's exactly what it feels like. It feels like they're trying to put it in my head and make me feel like I'm crazy. I'm like, what? They've been trying to get in contact. So they make me feel like it's my fault. Like this is all my fault. I've caused this. I've done this. No, it's you. It's you that has caused this. So don't come to me and tell me that bullshit. It was getting on my last nerve, honestly. And I was already thinking I might not go back to work after the furlough anyway, because I feel like I can't readjust because I've just been so out of practice, and I felt like I can't go back to it now, which, you know, it's really weird, but that's just kind of the way my brain works, because I was struggling anyway, like I always do, because I've never been able to keep a real life job because there's always something that fucks it for me, and it's hard enough as it is for me to exist like out in the world just because of the way that I am and the way that I think and feel about things. Like it's almost impossible for me. Like that's how bad it is, and like I don't want to sound like I'm being, you know, like a whiny, like, which is why I find it hard to talk about these things a lot of the time, because I feel like I just sound like a whiny person, that all my problems are so trivial compared to everyone else, but they're all relative to me, because it's all got to do with the way I perceive things and react to them. So anyway, I mean, I know I need help, but I can't get help in this country because the mental health services are so fucking dogshit garbage, but we won't go into that. On another note, before I continue, I got a blood test done yesterday because they're trying to figure out what the fuck's wrong with me, because not only do I have mental problems, but I have physical problems, and generally they're quite good at fixing physical problems, so at least maybe I can get that sorted. I've been having horrific stomach pains for like over a month now, and I have acid reflux. I'm on medication for it, but it feels like the medication isn't working anymore, and the pain's gotten like unbearable, so they're trying to see if I have any like underlying shit that's going on that's causing like the flare-up or whatever. Anyway, back to the story. So yeah, he's talking to me on the phone, and I'm just so peeved, because I want to turn around and say, no you haven't, because I haven't received, like, I was trying to, actually I did, I was trying to say it in a polite way. I was like, oh well yeah, I got that email, but then I was just like, oh yeah, I got the email, and then I was gonna call today, but then I didn't really say like, oh, but you hadn't emailed me before that, and I had nothing, even though like I kind of wanted to. I was just like, oh yeah, I got that email and I was gonna call, but he sort of just was condescending and talking down to me about it. So I was like, I wanted to hang up so badly, but I was like, no, you gotta keep the job, you just deal with it, But yeah. So there was that, and then he was like, blah blah, we'll call you when we get a return to work date for you, and I was like, okay. So yeah, days go by and I don't get a phone call, and I was like, I'm wondering when work's gonna call me. And just before I went to bed yesterday, they called, because I went to bed at like 2 PM yesterday, because I was fixing my sleeping pattern, because I was like, oh, if I'm gonna go back to work, I was going to sleep at like 7 in the morning, so that's not gonna happen, is it, when I start work at like 10. So I was like, I need to do my sleeping pattern again, which I'd already done it once during this like period, and then it got out of control again, and then I had to do it again, and now it's probably going to get out of control again, because there's no reason for me to be awake unless I'm, you know, I had you know, my doctor's appointment was at 9:30, which I just about made it through that. And this was yesterday, actually, it was yesterday, and so I had a really good day yesterday. Alright, let's talk about that before I got this other phone call, okay? So, I go to get my blood test done. I'm kind of nervous, you know. I don't know why, because I have tattoos, so why am I afraid of blood tests? But whatever. So I go in there, and apparently everybody has to wear a face mask now, so I was given like this visor thing to put on my head to, you know, have the little shieldy thing over my face. And yeah, I got in there. The woman was really nice. She was really warm and friendly, and you know, she was just kind of being chatty and everything. So, and I think there's like the best kind of people that, you know, try to put you at ease in the situation, because they know that you're nervous and whatever, so they try to like sort of take your mind off of it and stuff. So I come out of there feeling really good, because I was like, you know, that was a really nice woman, you know, it could have gone a lot worse, it could have been a lot more horrible, it didn't really hurt that much, and I was like, it's over and done with now, I'm happy. So I was sort of in a really positive mood then for the rest of the day, and I felt like I'd been in a good mood for the first time in like, I don't even know how long, because the past like few weeks or so I've been horrifically depressed, so I've barely been able to do anything like at all, like barely even do basic things to take care of myself. So yeah, it's feeling really good. Now I was laying down in bed about to go to sleep because I was so tired. It was like 2 p.m. and then I get a phone call, and it's, you know, it's the work number. I'm like, oh, here we go. So I answer, and it's a woman this time, and she is the head of the department that I work in. Before it was the guy who was actually the proper manager of the thing, but she's my head of department. And I recognised her voice instantly, and I was like, okay. And she's just like, hey, it's so-and-so, and I'm just like, yeah, I know. And she goes, oh, what does she say? She was like, oh, so did you get your return to work date? And I was like, oh no, because I completely forgot that I did, because they did say, email did say like the 22nd, and then she's just like, okay, well, it's the 22nd, which is Monday, and then I think she asked if I had done my flow training. So here we go again. So then I have to try and explain this to her, and I was just like, no, because I haven't, like, got anything about it or something. I can't remember exactly what I said. But then she was just like, oh, you know, well, you should have received it, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, oh yeah, I think I got an email asking if I had done it, but there was no link or anything in the email or anything. And I said, and I responded, and I got no response, so I assumed that maybe the email wasn't for me. And she goes, oh, well, it was for you. And like, even that, when she started talking in that tone, I was like, I'm about to be done. I'm about to be done. When you start talking to me in that patronising voice, I fucking had it. So I was like pretty much livid at this point. And she said, oh, and then, yeah, just come in Monday, come in at 1:30, and it won't be long, and then we'll be sorting out you returning to work, and just whatever, that bullshit. And it just pissed me off so much, because I was trying to explain to her, that I got this email, but there was no link in it, and I even went back and I looked, and I scoured my emails, and nothing, and she's just like, oh, well, you just need to make sure you do it, just make sure that you get it done. How am I going to get it done when I don't have it, and I don't know what it is? What do you think I am? Like, what are you thinking? Because now she just expects me to do it with nothing to go off of. It's like, how now can I even go back there knowing that I haven't done it, and then I say to her, I haven't done it because of this, and then she's just going to rip me to shreds. It just blew my mind how she couldn't comprehend the fact that I didn't get this training, so I can't do it. If I don't get it, I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell is that about? So this point, yeah, I'm fuming. I've fucking lost it. I've absolutely lost it. There's just constant influx of bullshit trying to blame me for their problems and their mistakes. You fucked up. If you haven't sent it, then why didn't she just say, oh, well, we'll try to get it resent over to you? It's, oh no, well, you must have just missed it. There was a link. No, there fucking goddamn wasn't. Like, yeah, I mean, this is the stuff that really gets me worked up. Also, I forgot to mention, they sent me a letter in the post, and I didn't see that until like a week or so after it had come, and it was like, hello there, we've been trying to get in contact with you, and we're just worried about your welfare. No, you're fucking not. You are not worried about my welfare. And obviously you haven't tried to contact me. Like, why are you sending me a letter? You have my email and my phone number. Why didn't you call me? Like, did they just call me and like... I don't have any missed calls from them on my phone. Like, I just don't understand what's going on. There's clearly some horrendous miscommunication on their part. And I'm not dealing with it. I'm just not dealing with a company that clearly can't contact and communicate with their staff properly. They've handled this horrendously, blamed me for it, and made me look like the fucking idiot. And I'm just not having it. I'm just not having... Like, I'm just not going to be mugged off like this. I'm not going to do it. So I'm done with it. I'm fed up. I was going to be done anyway, and this has just sealed the deal that I'm not going back there, because I know that I'm going to get ripped into in person, and they're going to try and pin this shit on me in person, and I'm going to end up actually saying something, and then it's all going to be a big problem. She's lucky I didn't just turn around and say shit to her on the phone like I wanted to. I went really quiet, you know, like a mouse, and I was just like, okay. And she's like, oh yeah, just make sure you come in Monday, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay. That's what I became, because I knew I couldn't say anything. And as much as I wanted to send an angry email, I've just said that I will not be returning to work because of personal reasons, and that's pretty much it. Like, they're just gonna have to take that for what it is. They're lucky I even give them a fucking resignation thing at all, because I could have just turned around and just, like, ghosted them and fucked off. Like, I wanted to do that because I'm pissed, but, you know, I'm gonna be the bigger person, not be petty, rather. But I still wanted to rant about it, and I wanted to tell the situation to you guys, just to let you know, because I know that you'd be interested to hear, like, what's going on, and especially on that front. And yeah, my mind is blown, I'm pissed off, and yeah, I'm just like, I just don't get it. I just don't get how this has happened and why it's happened, so I will leave it at that. Other than that, yeah, my mental health has been horrendously bad, and just as I felt like it was going to get better, I'm now back into the pits of hell again. So yeah, that's just kind of my life. Don't know where I'm going to go from here. Don't know what my future career is going to be. Everything's so uncertain. But yeah, that's me signing off. How many jobs have I quit now? I don't know, but maybe one day I'll stick to something. I don't know. But bye for now.